welcome to my channel. My name is Ken, and I'm on a journey to lose as much weight as I possibly can so I could become a fat guy no more. Well, I promised a video before I leave on another trip. That's tomorrow, so I guess I better get one out. So I'm doing it handheld style today. As you can see, I'm a little shaky here. My wrists are not that strong. The one I had surgery on is doing pretty good, but the other one is quite weak, honestly. So I am in our rental car here, and I'm gonna go run some errands around town, get a few things done. Thought I'd bring you along with me and have a little bit of a talk. So this whole area really close to my house has been recently developed. You can see all of this stuff down here, all new since we moved in just a little over a year ago, including a Taco Bell that I've never been to. Yeah, that's a non-scale victory if there ever was one. Never heard of these places called On Q before we moved to the Oklahoma City metro area. But I absolutely love them. My wife especially does. The best way to describe it to friends back home, I always say, it's a 7-Eleven done right. I mean, they've got everything in here, and always clean restrooms. So this past week has been crazy. Lots of interesting weather. This is the last week of the peak of storm season. Doesn't mean we can't get storms any time of the year. Doesn't mean we can't have tornadoes any time of the year. Just means that this past week was when it's typically at its worst. And thank God we got out of it okay. We did have some great lightning. And I caught a little bit of that on video. Let me show you here. While this storm looks close, I'm one of those weather nerds that track it on radar. And this was probably about 20 to 22 miles away from us, but put on a great show. We just sat outside and watched it. Storm season to me is one of those things that it's kind of a catch-22 for me. I'm a weather nerd. I love to see the storms, but I don't like to see people being hurt, killed, having their houses destroyed by the nasty storm. So I'm glad to see that it's over and we survived yet another storm season. But again, that doesn't mean we're out of any kind of potential threat going forward. So with that said, I am wearing my Storm Chasers hat today. This is the Omaha minor league team of the Kansas City Royals. It is the only minor league baseball gear that I own. A ballpark chasing buddy, Ryan, saw that I was at the game in Kansas City last month, and he actually brought it to me because he had seen me comment how much I love that logo. So that's pretty cool. But all right, next stop, Costco. Actually pulled in here real quick because speaking of tornadoes and storms, just before we moved down here, we actually watched the show called Tornado Chasers, and they showed a tornado forming right over this mall, which is now just about 4 miles from my house. I'll link that down below in the description if you want to watch it. That moment when you're talking storm chasing and the song that comes on the radio is Patrick Swayze's She's Like the Wind. And that just seems kind of fitting. It always makes me laugh getting gas because I remember doing it as a kid. I couldn't wait to be able to jump out of the car and go put gas in the car for my parents. Nowadays, it's not so much of an inconvenience. It's just, it doesn't quite have the thrill that it used to. So before I head into Costco, let's talk for a moment. So my last video, I showed taking off the bandages from my wrist. I was able to get the one off my elbow. You can see that scar right there. I'll show some other photos here of what it's looked like right after I got it, got the bandage removed on it and stuff. Both of them seem to be going good. I got some pretty good strength in it. I can make a good fist now. If you remember, I couldn't even do that for a while. So I'm really excited about that. It does hurt a little bit through, you know, right like where the incision is and stuff. I can't really point to it since I'm doing handheld here, but yeah, I'm quite excited about that. The elbow, still a little bit tender. Not worried about it. I can bend it pretty good. You know, look at this, coming all the way back now, where I couldn't even do that just before the surgery, let alone after the surgery right away. So that's coming along pretty good. I do have my next appointment with the doctor about it, the follow-up on the 9th of June. And so we'll see what he has to say at that point. And then we'll schedule the next surgery for the right side. Things really move slow down here. I had originally hoped to be back to work by March, and then my hope was by May, definitely by today, and then by June. Then I started thinking, well, okay, maybe the middle of July. Now I'm thinking probably the first to second week of August if I'm lucky. But got to get it done. Like the doc told me, it's got some moderate damage in it, which he says he would suggest to anybody to get done immediately and not wait on it. So the only waiting we're doing is while we're waiting to get the surgery done. So hopefully it won't be too much longer. With that said, I really haven't done a whole lot since that surgery. I just haven't felt like it. I don't know. For some reason, it seemed to zap all of my energy. I don't know why. Maybe it was the stress eating I did. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Maybe it was just messing up my system completely. I don't know, but I haven't done a whole lot. I did get out on May 4th and went and saw a viewing of the 40th, 40 years, 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. That was a lot of fun. Of course, May 4th was the day I chose because, you know, it just seemed to make sense. May the 4th be with you. And then this past Sunday, I went with a friend of mine up to Tulsa to catch a Tulsa Drillers minor league game. They are the AA team for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Even though we've lived down here now, next month will be a year and a half. I've never actually gone to a game there, so that was exciting. My next stop, which was supposed to be tonight, but I'm not going to do it, Oklahoma City. I live about 25 minutes from Bricktown Ballpark, and I still haven't gone to a game there, so I've got to get one there. They are the AAA team for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Okay, I'm going to be honest. My hands are hurting holding this camera up. This is why I don't do handheld. So I'm going to head into Costco, see if I can find some protein bars that I want to take with me on my trip, the same ones that I took last time. So let's go. Stay out of the electronics, Ken. New AirPods. This is the kind I like. Not too bad a price. So yeah, I think we'll grab a couple of these. Honestly, I get these for the 42s on Amazon for a better deal overall. $154 per instead of $249 per shake for more protein. Not that much of a selection. Was hoping they would have the salted caramel Fairlives, but haven't found them here since a few months ago, honestly. All right, let's get out of here. All right, done with Costco. I was in there a lot longer than I wanted, walked around a little while, took a look at a few things. I actually got them to fix my glasses here, put some new silicone nose pads on there so it'll actually stay on my face instead of sliding down all the time. That was annoying me, so I'm glad I got that done. But now I'm thirsty. I want something to drink. So I think I'm going to go to Sonic and get me a Diet Cherry Limeade. I'll order it on the app so I can pick it up. And we'll do that. But I'm glad I got those protein bars. They're so quick and easy for when I'm on the road. Speaking of being on the road, yep, I am leaving again in the morning. This time my wife is actually coming with me, so I might actually get her in some videos. How about that? We head out tomorrow after she gets off work around noon. And we're going down to Arlington, Texas. We're going to catch the Braves versus Rangers game there. And then we are headed towards Atlanta. I haven't been to Atlanta since 2012, and Yvonne has never been there. So we are going over this weekend to see, of course, some baseball games. The Mariners are there for their first time since 2017, I think it is. I've never seen them there, and I haven't been to a game at Truist Park. So it'll put me back to all 30 current ballparks, and I'm looking forward to that. And just spending the weekend in Atlanta. So something to look forward to. Should be a lot of fun, but I'm thirsty. Let's go get something to drink. So where I actually live is the north side of Oklahoma City, a town called Edmond. It's really kind of a neat little place. We've been here, like I mentioned earlier, almost a year and a half. Next month will be a year and a half. I haven't really spent a whole lot of time exploring the town, but one of these days maybe. But it's a neat little place. And of course, one of my favorite stops is Sonic. We didn't have too many of these back home, so I love going there. All right, got my drink. So let's talk a little bit here. How's it been going? Well, I told you about my surgery and how it went. And I made comment about doing some stress eating. Yeah, even as good as I was doing, even as good as I prepared to be ready before and after the surgery, that surgery scared the ever-loving bejesus out of me. I think I made that pretty clear leading up to it. So, yeah, it freaked me out. So I found myself turning to an old friend, and that is food to comfort me. While I couldn't eat as much as I used to when I would binge something, I did find myself eating mostly salty stuff. I went straight for the Mexican. So chips and salsa, chips and guac, chili rellenos, things like that were high in salt. So my latest binge has been taking a lime, cutting it into quarters, and sprinkling a little bit of salt on it. Under normal circumstances, that wouldn't be bad, but adding the salt just hasn't been my friend. And it's really not a lot of salt, but for me, any little bit of extra salt is not a good thing. So, yeah. So leading up to the surgery, and honestly, a few days after it, about a week, I had a lot of things that I really shouldn't have. Again, when it comes to a program like this, there is nothing that's off limits, but things that I know that I needed to avoid, and that is specifically anything that I don't fix at home and salt. So I found myself 10 days ago up 24 pounds. Yep, I admit it. I said it. I own it. Up 24 pounds. 24. For those keeping track, that was Ken Griffey Jr.'s number when he played baseball. Yeah, 24. So, also a great show with Jack Bauer, Kiefer Sutherland, if you've seen it. So, yeah, it's a way to get off track there, Ken. So, yeah, up 24 pounds. Kind of pissed off, honestly. And, I mean, I knew it was fluid. And so in the back of my mind, I was like, don't worry about it. Just simply don't worry about it. But it's still 24 pounds. I could feel the difference just trying to walk around the house, and it made me mad. But with that said, I've had a awful hard time getting back on program. I'm starting to wonder if it's not time to move up to 12.5. I'm not quite sure that taking 10 milligrams is enough for me now. Case in point, I took a shot 2 weeks ago, and then I took another one last Monday, and I've been debating on going ahead and taking another one today. But I don't think I will, since now it's late afternoon and I have to hit the road in less than 24 hours. So just in case. But I used to go a minimum of 2 weeks without even blinking an eye, and now I haven't. So I think it might be time to move up to 12.5. So my plan currently is, once we get back from this trip, I'll take a shot, and that'll be a week from today, and I'm moving up to 12.5. I will still have one shot left at 10, but I'll keep it in the fridge just in case, and let's hope 12.5 really helps. So yeah, what has that done for me on the scale? Well, before I get into that, I got a couple more things I want to get done. So let's head up to the car wash and let's run this thing through. I really don't know what it is about running a car through a car wash, but for some reason I really enjoy it, especially here at Club Car Wash with all the different colors and stuff. It's just kind of fun. Okay, so with all that said, what has been going on with the scale? Well, I'll be honest, I still haven't been tracking like I used to. I'm not really too worried about that. I know I'll get back to it, but I just haven't been doing it like I was. Honestly, after my surgery, didn't really feel like doing a whole heck of a lot. So that was like one of the least things on my mind, to be honest. But after going up those 24 pounds, once I realized how high it was, I made some changes. And as of this morning, I am back to 421 pounds, which is where I was a week after my trip. So that is still my lowest, 421. I guess there's a few ways you could look at it. I'm not really gaining other than that fluid that I have now gotten off. Took me, was that 10 to 12 days to get those 24 pounds off. And they weren't a strict 10 to 24 days at all, by any means. Or you could look at it to say that I'm the same, or you could look at it to say that I've wasted a month and haven't lost anything. I think I'm going to look at it on the previous there and say that I'm still the same. I know somewhere in the back of my mind, I think, I can't believe you haven't lost even a single pound in a month. But again, I'm also wondering, like I said earlier, if 10 milligram is enough for me anymore, or if I need to move up, and I will be moving up a week from today. I'll take that first shot at 12.5. So I've got that ready in the fridge, and it'll be ready to go next week. So that's the status of Ken right now, honestly. I'm starting to feel better after the surgery. Like I said, I'm getting more strength in my hand. Everything's looking good there. Mentally, physically, I'm still quite tired, honestly. I don't know what it is. Maybe, again, it was just all of the excitement for that month leading up to the surgery, and then everything with the surgery. And now I just kind of come down on the backside of that. I don't know. Either way, pulling out of town tomorrow afternoon. Headed off on another baseball adventure. So be looking for some of those videos. Thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to follow me on my journey to become a fat guy no more, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell so you can get notifications every time I upload a new video.